Go. Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everybody. I trust you're well. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Spiritual Psychics TV. Yes, that's right. That's our new name here at SPTV. We're still SPTV. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the show where there's a whole lot of love waiting for you here and here and here. And as we come into today, it's our usual demonstration of mediumship with me, Iain Mason, and look forward to working with you all and you all as well, as they say, as we all come together, because we know that what is needed will find its way to those that are due to receive it. That's how this works. So before we get going and do a few hellos, because we like to welcome you all in, we do just need to sort of set out a few house rules, I'm afraid. Yes, there are some rules that we need to make you aware of so you can have a fuller and better experience with us. And they are, if you are watching on a watch party that's shared to somebody else's page, then please understand we are not able to see your comments, not at all. So, that's a bit of a problem, because if you do have a reading and you're typing away and giving us the information back, we won't be able to see it. So you'll need to go to the Spiritual Psychics TV page and pop your comments in there, okay? So we don't want you to miss out. That's really, really important. Also with Facebook and just with the general atmosphere with all things that are social media, there is about a 15-second delay in what you hear from me and indeed what we receive back from you as well. So we need to be patient with one another and just work with that as best we can, okay? And it might just feel a little disjointed at times, but it all works out perfectly in the end. Please do like and share us. Sharing is caring. Get us around. Let's get that awareness out of all things that are Spiritual Psychics TV, because there are so many great shows by my fellow co-presenters on this station, all produced with the very hard work of Richard in the studio. Now, we also operate a patron scheme as well. So please do remember that if you are able to make a donation, it will be very gratefully received, because although this is a free service that we bring to you, there are still bills that have to be paid. So any help that you can loan us would be very much appreciated. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is, as well as sharing us with your friends, also tag a friend. Invite somebody to come with you, because what we say is it's social distance sharing. That's right, social distance sharing. It's a new word I'm introducing. But you don't have to sit here and watch the show alone. You can have your friends watching with you, albeit from another location. But it keeps us all nice and safe, particularly as some areas in the country, not as clear as others, and there's various shades of lockdown at the moment. So I hope that makes sense for you all. Now, just before we get going and do a few hellos, what we want to say to you as well is, when you receive a message, may we please ask that you don't just say yes to the information. It would be terribly helpful if you could actually acknowledge, yes, Nan, yes, diabetes, yes, 96, yes, curly hair, or whatever the information is that we're giving. Because equally, sometimes we can get what we call in the trade a double link. And, sometimes if there's a few of you watching, more than one of you can take the information. Two things with that. We want to make sure that we go to the right person, and try as you might, if you feel that information is for you. And I know that can be really frustrating when you go, I know it's me, I know it's me. Sometimes that isn't the case, all right? And that's a pretty hard deal to deal with. But do understand that we know where we're directed to go, and that we will find our way to the right recipients for it. Even if it's 1, 2, or 3, we'll know where to go. And RJ, our lovely producer, is working very hard in the studio to monitor all your comments. All right. And that's it. That's all we ask of you. We just ask you to take part. If you see your friends, do just say hello to them. Welcome everybody to the show. And like I say, do please like, share, and tag a friend. So we're going to do a few hellos now. And I'm just going to have a sip of the good stuff, as I call it. Okay. So this evening, we are trying a new format. Now, as you can appreciate, we have changed the show slightly with Spiritual Psychics TV, and we have new formats. And that's just to enhance the experience for you at home and for us as presenters, all our wonderful presenters here that are working to bring our shows to you. So, bear with us because, we are trialing it out. This is early days. I think I'm the first or the second show to try this. So, yeah, just bear with us as we work a little differently with you this evening. So, yeah, do keep sharing your love. So let's say hello. Mary Gardner, hello. That's a lovely picture there. Look at that. Two cuties there. Hi, welcome this evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else have we got? Fiona. Oh, wow, that's a cheeky photo, that one, isn't it? Love the hat. Okay, welcome, Fiona. Who else have we got lining up? Let's see. They're all coming. Oh, and the lovely Mary Dixie, my friend from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Hiya, Mary. How you doing? Little wave out to you, my darling. As a good watcher of everything that's Spiritual Psychics TV, and a dear friend. Oh, this is really exciting. Look at you all queuing up to watch. Terry Louise Wall, I've seen that name around. I know it's popped up a couple of times, so good evening to you. Don't forget Richard, everybody. He works terribly hard. Hello, Lisa. Lovely for you to join with us. Look at all these, lots of baby pictures tonight. I don't know what's going on. Is it going to be one of those nights? Okay, we don't want any baby booming. Hello, Leanne. How are you doing, my darling? My lovely friend Leanne, another talented medium and tarot reader. Hi, Rosie. Good evening to you, my darling. Okay, and let's see who else is lining up. Pamela. Hello, Pamela. I love that. Hello, Pam here. Hi, Catherine. Lovely of you to join with us. Thank you so much. And a little wave as well. Hi, Heidi. How you doing? Thank you for acknowledging RJ in the background. They're working hard. Hello, Susan. Also, everyone, if you're watching from far and wide, let us know where in the world you are receiving our beams of light that are coming to you. That would be great. Hello, Melanie. How are you doing, my darling? Little wave for you. I feel like I need to wave to you. Okay, so we'll give you a little wave there. And we're just going to do a couple more before we push on with the evening. Okay. Okay. Hi, Jean. Hello, Ian and Richard. That's fantastic. What a lovely photo too. Very professional there. And Claire, this is your first time to the page. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, we look forward to an evening with you. We hope you enjoy it. One thing I will just say very quickly before we get going is that if you do receive a message, please stay on and watch the rest of the show. That'll be fantastic. And if your message particularly moves you, and if you feel like you'd like to leave a little review, please go to the Spiritual Psychics TV page and leave a little review there like you would for any other service that you use through Facebook, and just share your experiences with us. And even if you've got any suggestions that you think that would make the experience better for you as viewers, do let us know, because we do take those seriously and on board. But also anybody that checks out our page can see how you feel about it. And, that might just invite them to come one step closer and join the channel as well. So Cherie watching from Australia. Oh, wow. You've got to get a big wave. Look, 2 hands up for you. Fantastic. How's that? Okay. Wow. Okay. That's fantastic. Cherie Dyer. That's a name that's very topical. Wayne Dyer's 5th anniversary of his passing today. God bless you, Wayne. Ian, thank you for joining. Nice to meet you too. Lovely wave there. And Ava Richardson from South Wales. How fantastic. That's a lovely photo. What a lovely, caring photo. Okay, and look at that lovely big message from Leanne there. I can't read those sorts of messages that quickly, Leanne, but I sure do appreciate what I get from the gist of that. So here we go. Now, the way that I work is in love. It's as simple as that, from my heart to yours, and we see where we go. I will offer the information out. And as I say, do speak up if you can take it. Richard will work with us in the studio there to see where we go. Now, we will see where we go with this. This is a bit of a funny one, because just as I was getting ready for the show, I kept wanting to sing something along the lines of, now don't expect me to sing this out, but it's like Sandy Baby, like the theme or the music from Grease. I wonder why. That's about all you're going to get out of me this evening, right? And I kept wanting to say Sandy, 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 Sandy. But I'm aware of a lady that would have been quite a private lady, because just as I fiddled with my nose there, I wasn't being rude, ladies and gentlemen. I was just touching my nose. It's like I mind my own business. That's what my lovely lady, she says to me here. And she talks about passing of a cancer condition, but she also talks to me about problems with her blood as well. I know that she would have smoked in her time, but would have been forced to have stopped smoking towards the end of her life, because she keeps saying to me now words to the effect of, I'm blooming asthmatic. Nearly had a Freudian slip there. Vocab's slightly bluer. Okay, but she's a lady that knows what she wants. She keeps making me aware of Ireland and showing me that Ireland has a strong link for the family. And right now, that is particularly important. This is what she talks to me about. And she's making me aware of an anniversary, which feels like I need to either mark a passing, or there's something relevant about a passing that's happened. I want to say reasonably recently, maybe the last 3 years, that she wants to bring back. And she just gives me this feeling of needing to bring some peace. Now, I can also see a collie dog here, like Lassie, if you all remember Lassie, if you're young enough, that's running around the fields here. But this feels very much a memory link back to the fact that she would have grown up around open spaces. So which one of my lovely viewers understands my lovely lady? And I've just heard the name Marge being called out, and I need to say that there's a birthday in November as well, in the beginning part of November, that she wants to bring forward. She's okay. She's one of these ladies. You know what? She kind of brings forward the information that she wants to, and then she stops, and then she starts, and then she stops. So I am getting things in fits and starts, but I know this will make sense to somebody. So okay, and she's just making me aware of complications in her chest here too, that would have been caused by the smoking that she did earlier in her life. Okay. And she tells me that I need to mention that Graham is up there with her now as well. And she keeps telling me 32, 32, 32. So we got the lovely Natalie coming in saying, sounds like my nan. Okay, Natalie, do you understand all of that information? If you do, can you just let me know what you do understand, please? And we'll just give that a couple of minutes to see if anybody else understands this information too. The island thing is really, really strong for me as well. I want to acknowledge this anniversary over kind of like the last 3 years as well. That feels something that she really kind of wants to get out and open and off her chest at the moment, because she's just acknowledging that somebody has joined her, what she calls recently, but it feels like it's sort of 3 year recently. So 3 years in her time, not ours. Okay, so just let me know if you understand that. Excuse me while I just have a wee drink. Okay. And if anybody else understands this as well, that's fine. Do please speak up. Okay. Natalie, just while you're going through that information and just typing, no doubt as well, we'll test your multitasking abilities. Do you also understand why she keeps taking my attention to a problem with a foot? This feels like this is with you. So I just got this sensation of, sort of metaphorically speaking, having issues about putting one foot in front of the other at the moment. It's a bit like you don't know which way to turn. She's just saying things are a little bit of a headache for you. And she's talking about how everything that you had planned, and this is nothing to do with the COVID thing, ladies and gentlemen, unless I mention COVID isn't relevant at all for the purposes of the messages this evening. Now, she just sort of talks to me here about you having to change tacks, almost like change foot, come at things from a different angle from what you needed to do. Right, okay, okay, thank you for this information. So you've said, my nan is Irish. She suffered with emphysema. She was asthmatic. Not sure about Graham. I know a few that have died within the last 3 months. Okay, I needed to go, what felt for me like the last 3 years with this, because this feels that this is significant. Okay, and it feels that I need to acknowledge, she keeps saying to me, son, 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 but that's like an acknowledgement, not as the person that's joined her from passing, but I feel that there's a gentleman that's passed her in the last 3 years. Okay, so just hold on to that. If that's not dropping into place right now, it may do later on. And you're not too sure about Graham. Okay, well, I'm sorry that you've lost a few people there in the last 3 months. She always kept out of everyone's business. Okay, so you understand this going on then. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's work with you, Natalie, if that's all right. And she comes actually streaming forward as well, you know, and it's just that sort of point where I really want to kind of knock the saloon doors off their hinges, burst them open, and come steaming through the doors. And she says, it's not like where you've been deciding which way to go. You understand that, okay? It's like you now realise that you were all geared up to do that, and then at the last minute you've had to come at things from a different angle. And she just keeps talking to me about having to make different arrangements with the kids as well. All right, but this isn't just your kids. This will be an interaction with kids around you as well. So there's something going on here where there's visiting of kids going from kind of home to home. But she says she'll understand what she means by that. And she says it's been a little bit of a pickle for you to work out, but she's actually quite quite pleased that you've managed to literally be able to juggle things, because she says you've sort of been left to it and had to get through all of this on your own. Okay. She's just offering you a rock cake. She says you always like rock cakes, and she wants to give you a rock cake. It's really funny because she just kind of offers it out like this, and it makes me quite hungry, but there it is. And she's just giving you a rock cake as a memory there. Now, she says to me here that whatever you do, don't make any rash decisions. Now, this will be a very personal message to you, because she says to me that you may think the grass is greener on the other side, but the old saying she gives me is it's very important that you look before you leap. And she says, as I say those words and they leave my lips, you'll be laughing at that, about how true that is, and that will make sense. So please do give me some feedback as you get this information, so you know that I know that you're getting the message and understanding the message that she's given to me. All right, and if there's anything else that we need to work out, we will do that. Okay, so let me just go back with this as well. Okay, because I just want to work out. She keeps singing this Sandy Baby, I wonder why, I wonder why. Okay, yeah, we know that's from Greece. Okay. Okay. Watch. Okay, 100% true. Yes, we all go to my mum's so the kids can see each other. Okay, that's fantastic. Now, would you understand? Okay, you do. Okay, perfect. Now, what she's just saying to me here is she's making me aware of like a fatherly presence being distant for you. Okay, but it doesn't feel so much that dad's gone away, and this is going back in time as well. It feels very much that it was difficult to get time with dad to go through or talk through the things that you wanted to do. And she just wants to say that was such a shame, because she says that you needed a little bit more attention than what you got. And I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. Please don't take it that way. This is just what she's saying. All right. And she says, bless you, you had to grow up too soon, too fast on your own. Oh, you used to all watch Grease. Okay, do you know what? I was about to give up in a minute and just go full out, and sing it out. My friend Chris Meredith, another presenter, he's really good at this sort of stuff, and but he sings better than I do. But yeah, okay, because I just can't get this song out of my head. There you go. There's a Kylie plug if there ever is one, and she just talks about, you know what? It's important that right now, where you're debating about what to do, you don't doubt what you know you need to do, because she says it's not even in your heart. There's like a pull that you know you need to do. And she used to sing to you and your sisters. Okay, perfect. And she says you've got to go with what you know, even though it's counterintuitive. It doesn't make logical sense to you. But she says you've got to trust your guts with this. But she says not your head in the sense of it being a thinking thing, but when you just know what you've got to do, she says you've got to do with that. And she says people are going to think, I'm just trying to think what the words are. You're, what's that saying? I'm just trying to pluck some clean words here. That you're bat, it's kind of like SH1T crazy. All right, if you get that. Okay, so you're, people will think that you're absolutely round the twist and you've lost the plot, but it will make perfect sense for you. And all that matters is you know what you need to do for you, because she says you need to carve your own way now and re-establish yourself. Oh, and you were listening to it today. Fantastic. Okay, well, so was Nan. Okay, and she wants you to know that an unlikely thing for her to do, okay, not because there's a lack of love or anything like that, but as she comes forward for you, she actually takes you by the hand, because she said this reason for you feeling a little out of sorts, like a bit of an island in the stream right now, is because you're having to find the confidence that you didn't get instilled with this issue around dad when you were younger. So she comes close, bless her, to plug the gaps for the bits that you didn't receive, just so that you know you're not walking alone. Okay, so you know that somebody has got your corner, so to speak. Now, she keeps saying to me, there's a picture in your bedroom that keeps moving. Now, she's showing me a picture on the wall, but symbolically, she's twisting up my words here. Symbolically, sometimes you can shut the door and the picture moves. She's showing it me like that. Okay, but she just wants you to know that's her. She's just trying to get your attention here. And she just says to me that you have caught glimpses of her sort of going past the mirror like that, as if to know that you don't know if you're seeing her or you're just picking up that it's her energy that you know is around you, because she wants you to know that it's the latter. You're just feeling her around, but you think you're seeing her as well. And the reason is because she's come that close to walk with you. But she says she just wants you to take a little comfort and say breathe a little easier. And just one thing before she goes, do you understand why she just keeps talking to me about, we have measles, and some people call it like the chicken pox, the pox, but also just spots as the pox. She just wants to talk about taking care of whoever it is that's suffering with the pox. Okay, and I'm sure you'll understand that. Okay, but she is with you. I'm going to leave her love with you and say thank you so much for speaking up, and just drop us a wee note back there and let us know that you understand the rest of that information. Yeah, I know. I get that, my darling, about the lack of confidence, and it's very brave of you to speak up. But Nan's got you. Okay. Oh, your picture fell off your wall. Well, that's because Nan's playing with it. You know those games where you pull the balls and they sort of bounce like this, one goes, the other goes. It's a bit like a cat, how they paw things, that kind of idea. I tell her to stop. She's your Nan, I don't do domestics. I do the readings, right? If you want to sort her out, good luck is what I say. She's a strong lady. But she does come in with that huge amount of upliftment and love for you at the moment. So just take her love, sit back, enjoy the rest of the show, and thank you very much for speaking up. Now, I knew I wasn't going completely round the test just there. Hi, I'm Matt, lovely medium and fellow presenter on the show, the lovely, talented Matt Groganella, fantastic medium, and with a picture of his family and his lovely wife, Kirsty. Hi, Kerry, how you doing? Good evening. Sorry, I'm a wee hair late. Don't mention hair, it's a sensitive subject. Had a horse that didn't want to be braided for a show tomorrow. Like I'm going to have sympathy for that, Come on now, don't rub it in. Good evening, Kelly. Lovely of you to join us. I love that picture. That's a little crazy. Susan, welcome. Oh, you're new here. Welcome. Susan, just let us know where you're watching from as well. Okay, that'll be fantastic. And Jackie Etchels has joined us. Nice to see you for the first time, Ian. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Lovely for you to be here. And my mate, Ash Robinson, another super talented medium on the show as well. Thank you for sending love and light, and to you and the family, Ash, as well. Ash had his show yesterday. I wasn't able to share it in the moment. I'm a bad boy because I was working myself, but fantastic guy. Do watch him as well. Gemma Addis, welcome. Hi. Again, everyone, let us know where you're calling from, particularly if you're far and wide. Natalie, thank you so much for that message. And look, it always finds what you need as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you'll remember me saying at the start of this show, and forgive the extra bit of conflab that's going to go out here and there, can you just give us some feedback so our lovely producer can see how you're enjoying this new format that you're experiencing, that we're broadcasting to you this evening, okay? Because, if there are any tweaks that would make it better for you, please do drop us a note in the comments, or even go and leave a comment on the @Spiritual Psychics TV page. And we will pick up on that and review it. We do seriously go through those comments because we want to bring you the best experience that we can. Okay. Hi, Helena. Nice to meet you too. I love that picture too. Look at all those twinkles. Okay, right. And Janice as well. Lovely for you to meet you too. That's a very relaxed pose in the kitchen. You look super chilled there. So welcome. Right. Okay. Now I've got Derek. That's and one last one. Hello, Melanie. You're new here too. Well, welcome. It's lovely for you to join with us. I've got Derek that's talking to me here, that's talking about a heart condition here, and it's very much a pump and gone. Now, as he comes forward here, he does feel a little bit, he feels a bit larger than life, and he's sort of being a little bit impatient here at the moment, and he's just acknowledging that things to do with his son and his wife have really gone absolutely crazy lately, and it's almost like we don't know which way to turn, which hole to plug first. It really is kind of, you put a finger in the dike to plug one hole and the water springs out of another hole. And he keeps talking to me here about some frantic concerns about the house and how we're going to keep things together and keep going. And he's quite nervous in terms of his sort of disposition and his manner. So he's a little bit jittery and a little bit on edge by nature, but particularly with what's going on here. Now, He's also talking about having a lot of problems with his stomach in his time, because he just makes me feel that he's always been a bit uncomfortable with the stress that goes into his tummy area as well. This is what he tells me here. He also is making me aware of Nan that would have passed, that would have had a fall, banged her head, and it would have triggered what looks for me like either a stroke or a series of mini strokes that then leads to one thing and another, and then Nan passes as well, because he talks about everyone coming back together a bit unplanned, but within like a very shortish space of time. And I feel like I want to be not a lot more than 6 months where lives were turned upside down. That's what he's telling me. Now, he keeps making a reference to 32 and 33 as well, so I know that that's significant. All right, and that's not children, ladies and gentlemen, and if it is, good luck to you. But he just keeps showing me the number 32, 33, which I want to put on a door. That's what I want to say. Okay, and he's showing me a road name, and I keep seeing like something road, and I almost want to say like a Hutchinson Road. Sounds like an unlikely name, but you go with what you're getting. So it's a name. It's like a Hutchinson, or a name like this that he's trying to get through to me here. And he just really wants to bring forward at the moment just some comfort, because you're kind of having a little bit of trouble with one another, because everyone sees this situation very differently and has quite strong ideas about how they want to take it forward and resolve it. And it's causing all the troubles that when they say money troubles come through the door, love flies out the window. I'm not saying it is that money, but he gives me that kind of feeling. Okay. Now, I know that there is a relevance, again, bizarrely, to Ireland. That's what I want to say. But I feel I want to go up east on the country as well. So I'm somewhere kind of up between Anglia and up the side of the country to the northeast there. I'm somewhere between the two. And he's just taking my reference there. My geography isn't that good with that. But he's just showing me somewhere that would be halfway between the two. And he keeps putting up this L, this initial L for me. And he sort of gives it in the sense that it's not just what the L is going on, but he just keeps talking about L. Now, okay, I'm not quite sure where Northumberland is, but I've just heard like when the boat comes in, and that takes me back to childhood memories. Those that are of a similar age to me and that are young enough to remember that will understand where I'm going with that. And he just keeps saying that there are almost constant promises of things working themselves out, and promises of assurances around the work situation that have almost come in, or are coming in on the wire, or are being let down on the wire. And it's literally like you're living on a knife's edge. And I'm sorry to share that message out so publicly, but that's what he's telling me. So would somebody please understand this? And there's also a lot of anxiety around this work situation as well, that I know that the fella that he refers to as son, he says would hold in, but he's not sharing what he truly feels. And actually, Derek is saying to me, if he did, that would help the understanding of the situation and make things a little easier. So who understands that, please? Okay. Now, okay. So now, as I've got him keep talking to me here, he's just talking about that shortly before the lockdown, there were signs about moving. And this talk about moving was putting yourselves in a better position so that you could move forward, or you would be preparing for a change to invest in what I want to say is a new way of life for you to make things better. And that didn't happen, not just because of the lockdown scenario, but because there was a change in circumstances, and it just makes me feel it was missed out. But also at the same time that there were these changes around work which tripped over this as well. Now he's also bringing in what looks to me like, do you know what, as I look down at this dog, I don't know whether it's kind of like a very well covered Doberman, or it's something like a Rottweiler, but it looks like that sort of dog that he's bringing in too. But I just need to leave this information out for you. So who understands this, please do speak up, and I'll see where we're going. Okay. I know that somebody will. Okay. just understand that name Derek feels very strong for me. So if I'm misunderstanding him as Dad and Derek, then I apologize for that. But there has to be a Derek link with Dad, just in case that's throwing anyone, or I've got that off. But I can't change the fact that there's a very strong resemblance to Derek that links around Dad. And there would be a Rob, he's telling me, that's sort of like walking in the physical on the earth here right now. So I know this will be understood. I'm also made aware that there was talk of a wedding in the family that didn't come off, and there was something to do with some issues that were surrounding cousins that were a bit of a pickle with this, that were part of the sort of confusion about not being able to reconcile things, so that this could go ahead, or we could please everybody. Okay, so who understands that? I know that somebody will out there. Okay, wow, my producer's telling me that nobody's understanding this. Okay, 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 okay. So I need to emphasize this about Nan and the fall and the head and the strokes. I've got somebody talking in my ear, my producer. Yeah, with me, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's all right. And have all the viewers been able to hear what you've just said to me? Okay. All right. Well, oh, Richard's just acknowledged actually that he understands this information, and because bless him, he's working so terribly hard on bringing the show. It's a bit like, you know, he's just sort of had that moment where nobody had come forward, and the penny had dropped with him. And he says that he knows the connection with the Derek in spirit. He can understand the Rob, and he understands the connection to do with the fall with the lady. And
he's just asked for me.
He's just asked for me to be respectful for that. Yeah. And
sorry, everybody.
So, what can you do with him?
I haven't been really listening to what Iain's been saying in pause. But you know, I have. But when it was Derek, I know of a Derek Robinson, was a good friend. But I think everybody loves Derek who's known Derek. Rob was a friend of mine. I haven't seen him in years. We used to go to school together and everything. And my mother fell a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, or whatever it was. But recently, this year, and I was planning to move, as Iain knows, and I wasn't listening to the last few minutes, and it popped into my head.
Okay. Well, thank you for speaking up. I mean, I didn't know where I was going, of course. So this will be interesting, and because I know you, Richard, and because I'm aware of some of the conversations we've had about some of these issues, I'm just going to kind of drill down to the chase, to not be rude to you, my friend, but just to kind of cut it down, because I've got a bit of a conflict between consciously knowing and spiritual connection. But the right message will come forward as well. Now,
please, everybody, still listen in case it does go with someone else.
And everybody else, please do listen, because if it is a double link as well. But it's just quite interesting that we had that gap there. Now, Richard, sorry, excuse me, I need to cough. Do you understand that Mum's got a bit of an issue with her breathing, bless her, as well?
She has, yes.
Because as I'm coughing there, it's a bit like I've got this almost what feels to me a bit like, you know, with asthma, where you get the elephant sitting on your chest.
You could be talking about me here.
Okay, but she's just coughing away. Sorry, I'm just being told by Derek that, yeah, I've got Mum coughing away here, and she just talks about this. But I actually feel that this is with Mum, not you. Okay, I know you've acknowledged that, but I need to stay with Mum. And I do feel that, forgive me, my friend, but you know that Mum doesn't feel quite the same since this fall. All right, it really was quite a big. I'm going to say the word out of respect, awakening moment for her, like a check-in about just taking herself, let's just say, you know, one step at a time, and just being a little more gentle on herself as well. She's also talking, although you've mentioned your asthma there, she's talking to me about the medication that you're on not having the same effect. I haven't got a clue, ladies and gentlemen, what Richard does, whether he uses nebulizers or quite what. I genuinely don't. I know him well. I don't know him that well. But she's talking to me about either the medicine that you're taking not cutting the mustard, or you need it to be like stronger or different. Does that make sense?
For me,
Yes, for you.
I've got to. I don't, as you know, I like to keep my personal life private.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is I can.
Right.
I'll take that.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, because I just know, and this is an interesting moment, ladies and gentlemen, because although I had the connection through Derek to start with, and we know that Richard's mum is still with us, I actually have her energy communicating with me. I need to make that very, very clear. That might be a little confusing or a bit of a head bender for somebody, but I do have Richard's mum's energy linking with me now, passing the information. Earlier on, I did generally get a bit tongue tied because I had the information coming from Derek, but I need to make it very clear now that that has changed, and I am picking that up from Richard's mum. Energy is energy, and we pick that up. And where emotion is strong, it always finds its way through. And Richard, I just want to say that the feeling that I have that's being almost pumped through for me is just a kind of like just it's just time just to take that relax, because it's very much a point of looking and managing things a little easier. You know, we all know you have a crazy schedule with the show, but this whole mother energy is just coming through just to mother you, just to say, you know, don't forget about you, but just be aware of this information. And because of everything that you've asked of me, I'm going to leave it there. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you very, very much. And okay, I'm just going to check in. Are you off the air now, Richard?
Um, I will be now.
Okay.
Over to you. Thank you very much, Ian.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so that's a bit crazy, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want to say that I had effectively like a spirit visitation, which is something like when you know that somebody is with you and you can either feel them or even see them, or situations that resemble what went on around them in their lives in your mind's eye. A spirit visitation is when they come that close. You know, you can almost see whether they've brushed their teeth well or not. You know, it's a real like a life kind of impression that comes in on you there. But it was Richard's mum's energy that did. Okay, so yeah, that was interesting. I've not quite had that before on this show, but there you go. Maybe a new experience for you, completely or just on this show. So Richard, thank you for doing that, and hopefully we respected your privacy. Marguerite, good evening. Hello, welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Hi, Carly. How you doing? Glad you're enjoying the show. And hello, my old mate Marcus there, another fantastic medium on the show here as well. Okay, and Learned Barb, hiya, how you doing? New here. Don't forget to let us know where you're from. Do please like, share, and tag a friend as well. And Joe Dutfield for the whole of you, I think that is. First time joining you. Ah, well, welcome. Just let us know, Joe, where you're calling from. Karen King from Ormsby in Norfolk. Okay, welcome. Well, I was up that way in my head a little moment ago. And Claire, welcome, newbie from Southampton. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I've already got a thing in my throat here. I don't know what's going on with this. Okay, that's really unpleasant. Okay, okay. Um, it's thank you, Susan. Thank you very much. That's very kind. You know, it always does its thing. It's a pleasure to be part of it, which we include you in that as well. So I just look down for inspiration sometimes. Thank you, Sandra, for your kind words. That's really, really kind. Okay, let me just see where I'm going with this. Um, Now, I'm just hearing the name Claire, but I'm seeing this. When I say the words, I get a father-like energy that comes close. This is one of two things for me. This is either a dad that would have been a little bit distant, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense or for any dark reason. I'm just saying, just the impression that I get is dad that would have been a little distant, or like a grandfather or another male that would have been like a father to you. But I'm getting this lovely fella that joins in. He says that I need to mention the name Claire. Hiya, Phil. Thank you. That's so kind of you to say that. And he talks to me about having what feels like a collapse. But I can't quite work out what's going on with him here, because I almost feel like I black out, and I feel like I want to burp as well. And I feel that there were complications going on with him inside. Hello, Anne. Welcome, my darling. Good evening to you. That were going on in and around him here. And it's almost that feeling, if anybody has ever experienced anybody that's passed or suffered with an aneurysm, you can have an aortic aneurysm on your heart there, but it kind of triggers your belly sometimes. And it's not uncommon for people that kind of go to the loo and then an aneurysm kind of goes. And he's given me that sort of feeling that it's a little bit of like a hodgepodge scenario. But he talks about almost passing out, blacking out, falling over, going into hospital. He says Claire links to him. Claire's important, is what he's telling me. And he's reaching out and wanting to acknowledge Claire. But he's talking that when he goes into hospital, he never came out. And he's talking about a tube that would have gone down his throat. Good evening, Anne. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for your kind words. And it's making my throat really, really sore. And there's something to do here with about getting things down into him. And he's just talking about medication, but they were trying to work out where the blocks were, but they had a little bit of problem here. And unfortunately, he just says to me, he's laughing about it very gently now. He's got quite a soft energy about him. Hello, Lucy, my darling. He just sort of says it's like a comedy of errors, but he says I was like Humpty Dumpty. They couldn't put me back together again. And I don't mean to distress anybody when I say that, but that's what he makes me feel. He keeps blessing. He keeps giving me the name Richard. I know we've just had our reading with our lovely producer there, Richard, as well. But I also need to acknowledge Leslie too. But he gives Leslie in the sense of those that are young enough to remember Leslie Phillips, very smooth, suave, and he gives me that impression as well. Now, he was very much a gentleman that had a lot of pride, and I know that he would have been alone towards the end of his life. He said that his life was making a lot of changes towards the end because nothing seemed to hold his interest. And it's almost like he knew, is what he's saying to me. Hello, my darling Donna. Welcome to the show. He's just giving me this feeling that don't go anywhere, Donna, for a minute. He's also given me, I'll explain in a second. He's also just given me this feeling of like he knew in some way that he didn't have long. So, Donna, for some reason, I didn't want to let you go there. I don't know if you managed to hear all of that message or not, or whether that resonates with you or you understand some of that information. If it does, please do let me know. But I was just quite drawn to you as you came in there with your lovely message. And also, please, anybody else that understands the information, do please let me know. And do be patient because we have this 15-second delay that's working. Hiya, Christine, how you doing? Welcome to the show, my darling. Okay, so does anybody understand my lovely gentleman here? Thank you, Diana, that's very kind. That's very kind. Okay. Okay, and Donna, does that resonate with you? If it does, can you just drop me a message back? And if it doesn't, please also let me know. Okay, yeah, Donna, that's you. So just get busy with those fingers. They used to say with the yellow pages that those fingers do the walking. Just do that as well. Okay, and I know. Okay. So please keep liking and sharing as well, everybody. It's really important. We want to get those up. Share, like, and tag a friend as well. So Donna, please come back to us. Do let us know. I feel quite drawn to you actually, and it's just the way that you're looking at me there, and it just gives the feeling that this somehow links with you, or has to be very familiar for you, about you having to almost give a look like that, like you need to step in and help in a situation like this. Okay, so do please come back to me, let me know. Okay, let's see who else understands this information. It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? They happen. Okay, all right, so let me see what else is going on. I know that my lovely fella here would have liked the simple pleasures in life. Well, Donna, what I'm asking of you is does this resonate with you? Because I feel quite drawn to you, and when you popped up, it's like I couldn't let you go. All right, and there's something about the way that you're just looking with that sideways pose there. It's a bit like, forgive me, when we go, right, I suppose I need to kind of wade in and sort this out like nobody else, stepping forward. Okay. So I don't know whether you understand this or there's a situation that's similar for this as well, but do let us know if you can understand this information. Okay, and we'll see where else we're going with this as well. And somebody would also know an Agnes that would link with this too. That's not an everyday name. That's what I want to say. Agnes would link. I know that I've got mum passed with a cancer condition as well. Mum would have been gone for what feels to me like around the 5 years. Mum comes forward talking about a love of shortbread, is what she's saying. And again, although we had Claire earlier, I need to mention the name Sarah. Sarah links as well. Okay, so please let me know if you understand this. Okay. Yeah, Donna. Yeah, everyone's giving you that support there. That yeah, I just had that link with you just as your picture popped up. I just couldn't let you pass by. So please just let me know if you can understand this or a situation that's like this with that information that we've given there. Okay. And also where the issue with the problem with the leg would link with you as well at the moment. Okay, which feels like either it's either a knee or a calf, but I feel like I need to mention that as well for you. Okay. And okay, so let's see where we go. Let's see if anybody else can understand this. Yeah, this happens sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay. Sometimes people don't realize. Sometimes it takes just a moment for information to drop with people for whatever the reason. So let's just check in with our producer. It's a bit like countdown, this, isn't it? Do 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 do. Okay. I do believe that there's dark arts going on in the wizardry room with our producer there. Okay, Petra. Now I do know Petra, not very well at all, but I've met well, Petra. I've met you a few times, haven't I? You can take Agnes, mum with cancer condition, and Sarah. Okay. Do you understand? This elderly gentleman that would have been like a father figure, please, as well. And Learned Barb has got called Crocky. I hope you're not a legal beagle with a name like that. Have to watch my P's and Q's. You have a grandma named Agnes. Okay, all right. Okay, Barb, do you understand the cancer condition and with mum and the passing, please? All right. Whether that, that doesn't quite feel like that's your mum in the way that I feel with this, but I just want to say to you that there's a connection there for you as well. Donna's coming back here and saying, my nana likes shortbread, but didn't die of cancer. Okay, my nana B had ulcerated legs. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to have a bit of a crazy one. And oh, here we go. Catherine can say, I can take Sarah and Agnes leg and knee pain. Okay. Oh, and Melanie's coming along. I can take Agnes in spirit, mum-in-law to cancer, and Sarah on the earth plane. Okay. I think I'm going to need to just figure out where I'm going. I feel like I just want to start with Melanie. Donna, after all that hype and build up and everything else, just bear with me, my darling, okay? And we'll see where I go because I will be coming back to you in a moment. So please do bear with us there. Right. So Melanie, you can take Agnes in spirit, mum-in-law to cancer, and Sarah on the earth plane. Okay. But you have to understand that the feeling that I have with the mum-in-law for you, okay, would be like a good connection with mum-in-law, i.e. between the two of you, because she comes forward and connects very much like mum. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, that can happen sometimes. Okay, because sometimes we call our mum-in-laws mum, sometimes we call them lots of other names that are not for broadcasting on the show. That can happen as well. Okay, obviously in affectionate love. There you go. But I think I better stop digging right at that point. Okay, so Melanie, just let me know that you understand that mum was a good connection for you here too. She just says that Sarah is important, and she just wants to bring Sarah in. She keeps talking to me here about how Sarah would be either, I'm going to say self-isolating, but nothing to do with the COVID thing, but feeling like from what your mum. Okay, thank you very much for that. So we know that you've got that good mum connection with your mother-in-law. That's lovely. We like that. There should be more of those. She keeps talking to me here about this isolation that she says Sarah feeling like she's carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. Okay. Now I don't want to go too far into Sarah's business because unless she's here, it's not to share. But this is what your mother-in-law is bringing through that I need to pass on, and it's just a very, very quick message that she sort of pops in is make sure that it's like the family rallies around, because she says it's just to kind of give that upliftment at the moment, because she just makes me feel that she's if I say a little teary, okay, I don't want to cause any distress to you. It's important that you understand that. But it's just the way that she's shown me, just needing that little bit of upliftment at the moment as well. And she comes in and she says, "Oh, bless you, Mel." She says, you're running around like that BAF, right? The blue what's it fly. Okay, she's running around. You're running around like that at the moment. And it's really, really funny because she says to you, you've been so frustrated. It's like you've been chasing everybody around to make sure that they help you. And it's a bit like, when you're cooking a dinner and, sometimes we all flip our stuff, right? And it's like you're chasing everybody around the room, waving your cooking spoon at them. Okay, so it's just that there's a recent moment, she says, where you absolutely flipped your lot. Okay, and you just said, crikey, if you lot don't sort this out, then you know what, you can all get on with it and I'm off. Okay, and she's just sort of bringing that in a light-hearted way, just to say, you know what, she thinks a lot of you. She knows that you this is how we have to be careful when we talk about her kids, of course, so your husband there, but she just says, don't worry, I completely understand what you're facing and what you've taken on, and that's of no disrespect to your other half there. Okay, yeah, okay, you understand that she's isolating. Okay, that's fantastic. But it is just that sort of, and you know what she means. That's fine. Okay, and I have to respect people's boundaries here for many reasons, because it's nice, it's the right thing to do, and there are obviously data protection laws that we all need to comply with and be mindful of. So she's just bringing in to say that, look after everybody and look after yourself as well. It's really, really important. She says as well here, she shows me, bless you, it's like she's showing you a pair of trainers here that you need to put those on to keep everything going at the moment. But symbolically, she actually wants to put shoes on for you to make sure that you go out and get the exercise that you need, just to kind of reset yourself. Because she says you've sort of fallen off the wagon with the way things have gone. And this is where I do now need to bring in the COVID thing. But she says, it's important that you do look after yourself and take care, not from like the diet and exercise point of view, but from actually just giving yourself what you need right now. Okay, so I'm going to leave her love with you and say thank you so much for speaking up. Okay, it's a bit like London buses, this, isn't it? Or driving in London. You stop in London or any city centre and you flash one car and you say, come on out, you come. And about 5 and a black taxi come out and you go, what's going on? Okay, the same with the way that it works with this message. And that's why we have to be confident and just know that what we get will always find its way forward there. So apologies that we had a little bit of a hiatus there. Okay. 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 The other thing actually that Richard's just shared with me in my ear, which is really kind of him to do it, is with the new format, he used to put some of the comments up on the screen there. And if that's relevant for this new format that you've got this evening, as we've changed things around, do please give us that feedback, whether it is or isn't working for you, okay? Because we need to be aware of that to tweak it and make it just that little bit more enjoyable for you. Now, I feel, Mr. Producer, you're so welcome, Melanie. Lots of love to you, my darling. Take the best care always. 2 separate words that, completely. I'd love to go back and just pull up Donna's photo, if I may, after putting her through the Cycling Olympics. Yeah, Donna O'Connor. I can't quite remember all the name there. I just remember Donna and the sideways look on the photo. Donna, hi. I hope you're still with us, my darling. Thank you for being patient there. But it is a bit like the Psychic Olympics because I'm kind of jumping from one thing to another there. And you very kindly, after all of that, came back. And I'm just going to remind everybody and myself that you said your nan liked shortbread but didn't die of cancer. Okay, my Nana B had ulcerated legs. Okay, so do just drop us a wee note back and let us know that you're still on board with the show, because what I want to say to you as well is that the other thing that I mentioned is you would have had to have got involved in a family situation where almost here I want to sort of start pulling up my sleeves and I had to get stuck in to sort it out, because she talks about problems in the family, and your nan's saying here, this is the shortbread nan, by the way, she's talking about here about sibling rivalry, but there's like a major disagreement here that's going on. And she says like you're the third part of the puzzle. So she's putting 3 of you together here that link about having to come in to sort this out. And it's all about how everybody's got an idea of what was intended and how things should be, with everything to do with Nan's passing. But she says to me here that you were the only one that understood what she wanted. So it's really important that you just let me know that you do understand that. Ah, thank you, Donna. Thanks for bearing with us. Okay. So can you please let me know that you understand that information? All right. And I'll just be just gathering some more thoughts from Nan as I come in. Just wait for your confirmation to come back. Sorry, she made me interrupt my drink there. Okay. Please do keep liking, sharing, and tagging a friend, everyone. It's really, really important. Help us get about. Okay. So where are we going with that? Would you understand I don't know whether this is a Bertha or Bertie, or a Bertha even known as Bertie, that Nan is also wanting to acknowledge that she's met up with since she's gone over. And I don't know quite what this is, but she keeps giving me this name. When I grew up, my grandparents had a dog called Inky, okay? And he was quite a character, this dog called Inky, but she just keeps saying Inky, Inky, Inky to me, okay? So I just need to know whether that all makes sense for you, my darling, okay? So do please let me know that you understand that. Okay. All right, let's just see what else is going on here. And your Nan with the ulcerated legs, Nana B, I think you called her, she just feels like she's a little bit frustrated at the moment. And she keeps wanting to get the police involved. This is what she says. And she just makes me feel that, oh, okay, sorry, what's this, Donna? You said here, my darling. I do apologise. I'll come back to Nana B in a minute. Yes, that's very true, Ian. I had to take over and organise her funeral, and there's rivalry with my sister and family problems. Oh, okay. Well, look, I'm so sorry that you had that. Gee, we don't need that at any time, let alone to do with a passing. I knew, Donna, that I had to connect with you as you kind of graced us with your presence. You literally were a gift at that moment that I was giving that information out. So bless you. Thank you for that and for being patient. Now, it could be your dad's dog. Oh, okay, fine, as long as you understand. Okay, so let's just see what we can. But it's really important that Nan wants you to know that you, again, shortbread Nan, not Nana B. Okay, shortbread Nan, bless her. She's just saying to me here that you really did understand what she wanted. And do you know what? Things wouldn't have progressed as they needed to had it have been left to the others. That's what she says. So it's like I want to come through and go and just give you lots and lots of love like that, okay? Just to sort of express my heartfelt thanks, because Nan, the way she makes me feel is quite an uncomplicated lady. Like, you know, I like the simple things in life. I don't ask for much. I never actually troubled anybody a great deal, is what she says to me. But there were certain things that would have meant the world to her, to do with her funeral, that would have effectively allowed her to rest in peace. You know, they're things that she really, really wanted. Okay. And she said, if you hadn't have got involved, that wouldn't have happened. And she just wants to come back and just say thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Okay. And share her love with you. So I need to give that. But Nana B, I need just to switch to for one moment here. She comes in and she just feels a little bit grumpy for me, in the sense of feeling frustrated about being bound by this leg condition, and she just makes me feel that it's almost like the start of the end for her. And I don't want to be disrespectful when I say that, but she just has this sort of fear of like hospitals, and sort of saying to me, like, if I know I go in, I know I blooming well won't come out. Okay. And she talks about this this fear. And where I mentioned about the police and getting the police involved, she talks about things going wrong with her. And thanks so much, Ian. That's beautiful. I love her so much. She loves you too, my darling. I have so many memories of her. This means a lot. You're very, very welcome. But how cool is that? You literally dropped in just like that. You were parachuted in there for this message to come. But your Nana B, as she comes forward here, she talks about bringing in the police, because she talks about problems. You know, sometimes when you can't work out where a clot is or where a clot could go to, or people are trying to work out where the problems are, she's given it me like that. But for some reason, she wants to bring in the police, because she says she doesn't like what the hospital is telling her. And sometimes there are people of a certain age and generation but called the doctors quacks. No disrespect to any doctors watching, but it's just a turn of phrase. It is innocent and loving. But she says the quacks didn't know what they were talking about as she saw it, and she just felt that she had been kept in longer than she needed to be. And she says, I was blooming right, I never came out. But and I'm sorry, I hope that doesn't distress you, but this is just what she wants to share. And I know you called your other nan shortbread there, and she's sort of laughing with your other nan, and she says my cooking wasn't as good as hers, okay, because she's munching on the shortbread, okay, because she just says my cooking wasn't so good. But she just really wants to come in and talk about the simple treasures is what she makes me feel that she's left behind. She says she only really had trinkets and her teeth. Okay, so she's given me that feeling of having the false teeth there, and she's talking about trinkets and teeth. Okay, and she's just laughing away here because she's just such an uncomplicated character. She just comes in and wants to have that sort of like London knees up Mother Brown thing going on. Okay, and she just really wants to put a little bit more of a spring in your step as well, because she just says to you at the moment where you stepped in and did everything to help out Nan, shortbread Nan, she says, that people need to step in and support you at the moment. And she's talking about, and we're not going to go into details around this, but the immediate family that are around you, okay? Because she says that you've looked after everybody for so long, but she says you've now realized and woken up to what you want out of life, and you want to get going with that again. And she's saying she knows because she's seen that you've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes. So looking into, like going through prospectuses and things like that, looking at where you want to go with your life and how you want to sort of pan it out. And she's just talking about this vision that you've got of working for yourself and sort of, what can I say here? I'm not reading your message for a minute, my darling. I'm looking away purposefully, so please forgive me for that. And she's saying, follow your dreams, follow your passions, and make sure that, maybe there's some people that don't like doing laundry, but you know what? There's going to be a lot more laundry in their lives going forward. And she's laughing her socks off because I can hear you using certain vocab that would support that, okay? All right, and she just says, good on you, keep going. So Donna, you're saying here that, so this is Nana B. No, she didn't come out in, that's spot on. Yes, my two nans were good cooks. Okay, laugh out like that's funny, both strong women. Okay, but Nana B feels just that little bit softer for me, and she's coming in on that softer vibration just to kind of give you that emotional support for what you want to do going forward with that as well. So I'm going to leave both of your nans love with you. Thank you for being patient with us because you weren't there the first one with that message that came through, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to come back to Petra in a moment, but again, everyone, we're all sort of learning. It's a new experience for you as well to get used to this format on the show. Please do give us your feedback, like I say, and please do like, share, and tag a friend. Get us around, share it, get your family watching with you too. So I'm just going to have a sip of the good stuff before we go back to Petra. I'm going to ask my lovely producer RJ to pop up Petra for us. Pop Petra. God, blimey, that's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? And just while we do that, let's say a few more hellos. Who have we got on? And let us know where you are watching us from this evening as well. Where in the world that we're reaching you. Hiya, Sarah. Oh my gosh, you're in Portugal. Are you golfing? Okay, so on the Algarve, any messages for me, please? Well, we'll see where we go a little later on. Share to Twitter. Hope that's okay. Listen, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. Kim, my lovely friend Kim from Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. Good evening to you, my darling. Hope you're well. And the lovely Tracy. Hey, is my friend Tracy from Wimbledon, also an LAD Promotions. Lovely Tracy obviously found Wi-Fi. She was not sure she could watch the show later when I spoke with her earlier because she didn't know if she could get some Wi-Fi. So glad you did, Tracy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Maxine, hello, my darling. How are you? That's a really lovely, jolly photo. Marion, welcome from Norfolk. That's fantastic. And who else have we got here? Anyone from far and wide? We've had a couple from Australia. We've had Portugal. We must have somebody in Spain because I keep being in Spain at the moment. So hello, welcome from Battersea. Thank you so much for joining with us this evening. Okay, right now I'm just going to pop back and oh hi, the lovely Helen Louise Ayres, lovely fantastic medium as well. Hiya, Alan from Crawley. So we're around the corner from one another, assuming you're in West Sussex, of course. That's fantastic. So I need just to drop back to Petra for a minute. Hello from Morden. Hello, Deborah White. Lovely. That's a very smart young man there. Looks like he's got a super swanky haircut too. I have a very fine haircut. Yeah, it's very, very fine indeed. Okay. Petra, are you still there, my darling? Can you let us know? We're calling. Okay, if not, we will move on and see where we go. But I'd rather conclude what we've got there. Okay. Okay, Barbara, when are you next on? Well, I'm doing a different show on Monday at noon. So this coming Monday at noon, Barbara, is when I'll be next on. But there will be readings, but it isn't a purely readings show. But you're very, very welcome to join with us here at Spiritual Psychics TV. Okay. And we're going to pop a little graphic up so you can see that, and all the other viewers that are watching with us this evening. It's really interesting, actually, because I've got a very, very different energy working with me this evening. Everything is kind of a lot slower than it normally is. Sometimes it's boom, 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 and this is kind of like very deliberate. It's almost like it's a particularly organized evening where the messages really do have to be kind of honed in to where they need to go. Petra, we still hope that you are in the wings there. Wonderful. And Donna's just saying, you're so right. I've looked after everyone else. Now I want to follow my own dreams. Thanks for the confirmation about our business. Yeah, and Donna, I just need to say to you that what Nana B makes me feel is, oh, excuse me. Oh dear, a bit of indigestion with her there. She's just saying, go, go, go. Okay, so it's very much a green light for that. So like I say, if other people don't like doing laundry, they're going to have a lot more laundry in their lives. Okay, you're well. Okay, you're welcome, Donna. Petra, hi, thank you for coming in. Cool, blimey, I don't know where we started now. Okay, Petra. So I have the gentleman that you can take Agnes, mum with the cancer condition, and Sarah. Okay, and you and the knee problem too. Okay, fantastic. Well, not fantastic, obviously. Shortbread would be to do with my mum. Oh, you've got shortbread too. Okay, right. So let's just try and work out, because this fall is coming back, but not linked to mum. I have to say, I feel just as mum's energy linking. Okay, which came back up for the first reading that we did there. But as mum's energy just comes in, I almost felt like I was falling towards the end of my earthly life, because mum's just giving me that feeling of finding things a little hard to deal with, juggling. So you kind of like you feel you're falling over yourself just to kind of get through things and get things done and keep things on an even keel. But I also want to say it feels at the moment for you, it's a bit like everything seems to be falling into place for you, falling out of place, falling into place, and falling out of place. And your mum's just making me feel like it's very much a merry-go-round at the moment, with basically things on all fronts of the family here. She's talking to me about you having reservations about making a trip that you know you want to need to do, but don't feel comfortable about doing it. Now, she's not talking to me about whether this is linked to the COVID thing or not, because she's just saying, do it, don't do it, but you kind of feel that you need to do it. But she understands why you wouldn't want to do it. But she says there's also this feeling about you not being sure about having to take trips on your own, or having to take this trip on your own if things work out that way. Because she just gives me this feeling, my darling, that your other half would have either been called away or would have been called back to the work or been embroiled in work, and almost would have had to disappear a little bit and be not off the radar for you, but just have a lot of his own stuff going on. Would you be kind enough to let me know that that makes sense for you, please, as well? That'll be good to know. And I just want to see what else. Okay, you do understand that. Okay, that's fantastic. And she's just giving you this this think carefully about what you know you need to do, and she says that will answer the question about whether you take the trip or not. So it's very much like you're falling over yourself to make the right decision about to go, not to go, like I said a moment ago. But she says it's almost like you're looking to get the answer out of, do I go about the trip? And she's saying, look more widely, my darling. Okay, look more widely. Okay, because she says when you look at the bigger picture and look at that, it will give you the answers that you need. Okay, and you do understand that. Thank you for confirming that. And she's just saying to me here, you don't need to worry about how you feel about it and how happy or whatever, confident or whatever the case may be about doing this, because it isn't about confidence in just making a trip on your own. This is about what this is all about, because your mum's just saying to me here, about this feeling about why does everything have to kind of fall on your shoulders. You would rather wait and make sure that you can share the load so that you can make the right decision together. That's what she's saying. So she says, when you look at it holistically and ask for the answer about the situation rather than the narrower part, she says it will become clear for you. And she's just holding your hand here. She's also talking about a new ring for you as well. Okay, and she just keeps talking about a new ring. So this is either something that you've been given, you're talking about getting. It's not another marriage, don't worry about that. Okay, but it's like another significant ring that I want to give you, she's saying, for you to wear. But it feels quite important that it's a significant ring that hasn't been worn, but it is a ring of value. That's all she's saying. It's a ring of value. And she says it should be out and worn and not in the box. Okay, and she just wants you to understand that as well. And she's just saying to me here, she's saying that there's a lot of people around you at the moment that you're talking with. But just when I went like this, it's almost like, be careful what's around your mouth. In other words, it's that feeling that she's giving me is careful who you share your business with, because not everybody needs to know what you're going on. And that's not as a criticism of you. It's like sometimes it pays just to keep things a little close to our chest. And she just talks about family members not needing to know about the changes that you're about to make. So I really hope that makes sense for you, my darling. And I'm going to leave Mum's love with you and say thank you very much indeed. Okay. Oh, you need a new wedding ring. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. It's just there's just something that had a lot of importance there in the way that she made me feel, Petra. And I was fiddling with my my wedding finger here, but it was just the way that she was showing it. Like I would say, the energy would have been like an eternity ring, that kind of thing. But it was important. Okay, it was important. Okay, so as long as you understand that, okay, that's fantastic. Well, I hope he's been saving up. That's all I can say. All right. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone, for speaking up. So that's kind of hit 3 people, that reading. That's quite interesting. Okay. So let's see where we go next. Why am I touching the back of my neck? Who's coming forward here? Oh, I say. This is a little difficult. So I'm just going to let this energy build just while I say a few more hellos. Jill, hello. Good evening. You live in Ackworth. In my blissful ignorance, you're going to have to let me know where that is. Denise Harper is in Auckland, New Zealand. Crazy times here. I hope you're well and doing the best that you can with that, Denise. And we send you all our love and best wishes. Jamie from Buffalo, New York. Oh, how fantastic! Wow, that's a picture. Are you all made up like that tonight, Jamie, just for the show? If you are, thank you very much indeed. Okay, I'm just trying to work out what's going on here, because I've got a younger fella, and I'm hearing the name Richard, but I'm also hearing Dick. But I've just got this feeling. Oh, okay. I've just been told it's in West Yorkshire. Thank you very much, everyone, for digging me out of the whatever it was that I dug myself into. Okay, so I know that I need to just acknowledge Richard, and I need to acknowledge Dick here too. There's a relevance of this linking to this young fella who feels like he passes after he would have been attacked. You're very, very welcome, Petra. I'm glad you enjoyed the reading. Please do like, share, and tag a friend, everyone. Please keep going. Right, now my lovely young fella here feels that he's either come back to a car or a setting of a nighttime, and he keeps telling me ambush, 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 ambush. And the way he makes me feel is it's like a robbery gone wrong or something like this, because it's just like ambush, ambush, ambush. And for some reason, I feel like I've either been whacked on the back of the head or I've had this impact here, and I couldn't see what was going on. And it all looks like a bit of a blur here. And he just talks about passing as a result of this. And he wants to come forward and just to let everybody know that he didn't suffer. Denise, you can take this too. Oh, okay, so Denise, may I work with you for a minute? Because actually I feel quite strong for you. Okay. Would you, Denise, you understand Richard Dick as well? Okay, that's fantastic. Or let me ask you again, sorry, are you telling me that you understand the Richard or the Dick? Okay, because I need to understand if you can take Richard. Right, now, As he comes forward here, it looks like it's one of those sort of police inquiries, like a murder investigation. And he's actually just there's a program that went out in New Zealand and Australia called Sensing Murder, and it's where they used psychics to resolve unresolved murder cases, or the police just had details that they couldn't follow through, and they brought in psychics. And one of them was a setting like this, which happened to be a railway setting car park, where this, and it'd be like your fella here would have come back not expectedly at this time. So there was something out of the ordinary that would have delayed him in the course of his day. He's gone back, and there wouldn't have been like many cars in the car park or something like this. And he just talks about either getting ambushed, rushed, jumped. And he talks to me here about 3 or 4 people, because like I can, after I go down, he's just telling me that he can hear the voices. Okay, and I can sort of see these people around them. But okay, he's just said to me there's 4 with him and 3. And he talks about this being something that took quite a long time for the authorities to understand or piece together. Okay, and I really hope this isn't distressing you, my darling, but you understand. Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, but can you just please clarify that you understand these specific details that I'm giving? And please also let me know that I am okay to talk with this information, because if this is something current that's going on, then I need to be aware of that, because I need to ask your permission to carry on with the details, because I don't want to compromise anything that might be going on in the wider sphere of things. But this is just what he's making me aware of, and it's a really odd feeling, because he doesn't make me feel like it's a robbery. It all just seems a little bit pointless, and he just says there's just this mystery over why. It's not like I was kind of coming in with like a big fancy watch, or I had a Rolls Royce in the car park. He just keeps talking to me about a senseless, cruel act. So can you please let me know if you understand that, my darling? And again, I'm sorry to bring this. It's it's a little bit of a trickier reading to pass on to somebody, but this is what he's showing me. Okay, and just as he comes forward with this, he's just saying. He said just a moment ago, he said that he was having some different. I think they are not quite right. Okay, please go to the other lady, Ian. Okay, all right. If it's not for you, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So does anybody else please understand this information? So this is a young lad. I'm going to call him a young lad, because I kind of feel in my 20s is what I want to say. I would have come back late at night, and I would have come back into like a car park setting. That's how it's being shown to me. It looks like there's a station that would be around this as well, and it feels like he's saying to me, ambushed, ambushed, ambushed. Richard or Dick linked to this as well, and he's talking to me here about it being a senseless act, and how the authorities had a little difficulty in making some progress with this as well. And there was an appeal that went out as well for either witnesses or things that would have helped clarify this sort of, what he's saying is a cruel and barbaric act. So, okay, let's see. Sarah, you say this sounds like your mate. Okay, Sarah, would you be kind enough just to let me know that you understand all of the information that I'm giving you, and particularly why I feel like if you were walking down a dark alley and they talk about muggings, they show you on these programs, and somebody whacks you on the back of the head. It's kind of like that. But what he says is he knows they didn't mean to kill me. He's saying they just kind of meant to kind of, I don't want, this sounds a horrible way to say it, but it was like a bit of fun. It was just because I can actually smell a lot of alcohol here. I know that these people would have not been of sound mind when this happened. I feel very uneasy with these particular characters as well. Oh my goodness gracious me! Oh my goodness gracious me! Okay, that's not good. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, and sorry for him as well. But do you understand this ambush thing, and how it was almost done for, seemingly fun to others, but it wasn't really fun at all, because if this is your friend, and do let me know that you do understand exactly what I'm saying, because I need to be very particular about this bash, okay? And he's saying to me that he was having a little bit of trouble in life generally at that time. He was talking to me about questioning about where he did and he didn't fit in. He says there were issues going on around where he lived that he wasn't terribly comfortable with, as well, that just made him feel a little uneasy on the home front. But he did say that he had this sense of feeling this uneasiness that had been around him in the days that were preceding his death. It's almost that feeling of either, he knows somebody was talking about him, or somebody might have been following him, or he had that idea in his head. Do let me know if you understand that, because he's just a little bit, in one way, this is, yes, they was all drinking, he was 18, and yes, I can understand it. Okay, thank you for confirming that. He's just saying that he was finding it difficult, and life was sort of almost ganging up on him to the point that he felt that he needed to. Now he's giving me the words "come out." Okay, he was in care. Oh, bless him, bless him, bless him, bless him. Okay, but he keeps saying, "I want to come out. I want to come out. I want to come out." Okay, and he's really, really strong about that. And he just says that in a way, there was a merciful release for him because it ended his suffering. Now that sounds an absolutely nuts thing to say to somebody, but this is indeed what he is saying to me. I don't mean to cause any upset or distress, but he's being very particular about what he wants to say, because he also says that he wasn't quite sure that where he was where he wanted to stay. And he just makes me feel that there was either the feeling of paranoia, or where things around him would have almost caused anybody to have that sort of paranoia feeling about feeling uneasy. And he says, in some ways, my passing does make sense to me. Does make sense to me. Okay. And it's a really strange message. That's all he really has to say. And it's like he's reconciled, that he has the feeling. It's a really funny one. It's like the way he's putting it through me is like he has peace with this, stroke forgiveness, but he doesn't understand why, because he just says it was a bit of a backward and a barbaric act there, because he talks about this kind of unnecessary ambush, but he does sort of see that there was almost a positive in it, and that's a really tricky thing to say. So I hope that makes sense, and he just really is coming forward just to let you know that he's got this, and he's settled with it. Okay, and I need to be very specific, because he's saying I'm settled with it, and he doesn't want anybody else to keep carrying it on. That's what he's saying, and he keeps talking to me here about a brother that would link with him, okay, as well, and this restlessness there, and he's just saying, let it go, enough has suffered. So do let us know that you understand that. Thank you very much for speaking up there. A lot of people misunderstood him. Oh, bless him. Okay, but I just felt this real disease with him, and quite twitchy around people just in a few days, and I really want to be 3, 4, 5 days preceding his passing there. Okay, but I hope that message is understood and can reach the people and does what it needed to do. And thank you very much for speaking up. Okay, so right, now let's just see where we're going. Let's say a few more hellos to people that are watching as well. Okay, so let me just see. Right, let's do a I've just been reminded about the time, ladies and gentlemen, as well. So let's do a couple of what's on tomorrow's. We'll see what we have in store for you here at Spiritual Psychics TV. So we have, as you can see, the Sunday Sofa coming to you at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Great show to get involved with. Lots of live topic and debate that goes on there, and all subjects are open and up for discussion. The lovely ladies there hosting that you can see. Oh, now the producer's only gone and dropped one, hasn't he? He forgot. How can he? Wimbledon Spiritualist Church at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And actually, I shouldn't. I should have remembered that as well, because I hosted it last week with the lovely Ashley Robinson and Phil Shaw. Now Richard is jumping in on the bandwagon there, trying to sort of shirk responsibility. Shame on you! And he's laughing and saying many things in my ear, none of which I can repeat. But there you go. A heartfelt apology to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church from us, as we're linked so closely with you. So at Spiritual Psychics TV, 11 a.m. Wimbledon Spiritualist service. It is a divine service with, drum roll, the lovely Marcus Lapser. Sorry, Marcus, nearly got your name wrong there. And I believe it's his first time at Wimbledon as well, and also a fellow presenter here on Spiritual Psychics TV as well. A fabulous meeting, a no-nonsense medium, and he gives it as he gets it, and he's very firm with his evidence as well and doesn't budge. Okay, so that's going to be a really, really great service for you to join and enjoy. Then at 2:30, we'll go back and apologise to the Sunday sofa as well, and say at 2:30 tomorrow at Spiritual Psychics TV, we have the lovely girls there doing their all things spiritual and psychic up for discussion there. It's a lovely relaxed show, lovely format there. You can pitch your questions, and there's some readings that are thrown into the mix there as well from the different presenters, which is quite nice. You kind of got a, not a bog off, you've kind of got a four off, whatever they call that. And then later on in the evening, we have In Search of the Paranormal at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening with, I'm being told, a special guest who is Chris and Melissa from the Hawley Files. So that's going to be a great show to watch. I'll tell you why. Because, do you know what, when you get these special guests on shows like the paranormal experiences that are broadcast to you, it's great because it brings in such a different dynamic and brings in that lovely way of how other paranormal experts work in that same field. And it just helps you experience things from a different perspective. And when a show runs regularly, it's really nice to mix it up that way. So 3 great services tomorrow. 11 a.m., Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. 2:30, we have the Sunday Sofa, and In Search of the Paranormal at 8 p.m. And this time next Saturday night, we have at 8 o'clock, we have Ben and Paul with Psychic Art and Readings. Now, I don't know if you've been managed to have the opportunity to catch one of their earlier shows, but fantastic, goes down very well. 2 talented mediums and spirit artists too. It's really, really interesting to see your loved ones, friends, family, and those that are connecting being drawn out for you as you receive the message as well. This is fantastic. And sometimes even, you know, you might get a drawing and then the message that comes from the drawing, because it does work differently every time. So we have actually reached a close for the show now, everyone. So I hope you've enjoyed a lovely evening with us here. Some very specific and detailed messages there. Thank you to everybody that did bear with us with the new format and did step up and speak up about those communicators that were very, I want to say, working with me very particularly and very slowly tonight as well. So you can find me if you would like to hook up with me or even have a reading with me. You can find me at Medium Iain Mason on Facebook. There's all the usual booking and facilities on there as well. You can shoot me a message if you have caught by Sandra's message there. If you have any questions and things like that, do please keep sharing and liking and tagging the show, not just for this show this evening, but for every show on at Spiritual Psychics TV. Sandra's put a lovely message up there. Wow, lots to keep us hooked. Absolutely, there is. So do keep watching, like I say. Petra, thank you for a lovely evening. You're so welcome. It's lovely for you to join with us. And Tina has said, whoop, whoop, good Sunday. Yes, it will be indeed. If you share those cakes, of course, Tina, that'll be fantastic. So, Mary, you're very, very welcome. Lovely evening as it was. So thank you, everyone, from tuning in from wherever you did around the globe. Sarah, you are so welcome. And thank you for allowing us to bring what was quite a tricky message to pass on. Denise, you're very, very welcome. Heidi, you're very, very welcome. Thank you for joining with us again. Janice, love listening. Goodbye. Thank you so much. Do please join us again tomorrow at 11. Thank you, Phil. Really appreciate it. And we leave our love with you. As we say, take the best care always. I'm at Medium Iain Mason, leaving you in the tender, loving outro of the new at Spiritual Psychics TV show. As I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Many blessings to you all.